the parents in Ireland know this, on the vaccine insert, there's a lot of other complications, and they're all really serious. And some of them are mild, some of them are life-threatening and debilitating. And this is being hidden. This is being hidden from parents all over the world, and it's purposely hidden. It's no accident. We have Kevin Kelleher, he was the former assistant head of the HSE in Ireland. He was caught on a local talk he was giving, saying, "We want to give parents just enough information to make the decisions we want them to make. There's your informed consent."
I run the immunisation programmes for this country. And what I'm also going to talk about is a public health disaster, and using that to talk about the ethics, okay? So it's around how we dealt with the pandemic back in 2009-10, okay? And so it's around that. We needed, what we said in the document, what the document says is we need to respect the individual liberty of individuals, but even in that statement it then indicates that the individuals have to accept that maybe their liberty may be restricted for the purposes of what we're doing. Likewise, their autonomy may not always be totally autonomous. There may be, again, somebody else saying what they have to do, what they need to be doing in the circumstances. That's part of normal life anyway, but this is just emphasising the issue, and we all know that, so it is there. So, but part of it is equally us being able to put in place a system where they have enough knowledge to undertake the decisions that are appropriate. Now that's quite a paternalistic approach as well, because actually what I'm saying is I want to give them the knowledge to make the decisions I want them to make. So it's just a nicer form of paternalism. Rather than me telling them what to do, it's a slightly nicer form of paternalism. But then this is an institution that is doing the same thing the whole time. You're teaching people to make decisions that are sort of the decisions you want them to end up making. So it's just a nicer form of paternalism to a degree, but maybe it's an acceptable form of paternalism to an extent. We have to protect the public interest. Now it's one of those great phrases, the public interest. Now I'm not going to get into trying to define it, but to us it was about protecting the interests of the society as a whole. And some of that is about the fact that some of us may need to lose our individual liberties for the overall good. Classic bit of utilitarianism, things of that nature. And really some of what we're doing here is actually something that have always been very interested in, is the difference between what is actually individually orientated healthcare ethics as opposed to population orientated health ethics, because they are quite polarized if you push quite hard. But it's getting that there. This is a daily part of my role anyway, this very issue. I run the immunisation programmes for this country. This is a daily part of my role, because one of the key essence of what we try to do in immunisation is immunise enough of the population where it isn't necessarily totally in their personal interest, because actually their chance of getting polio is zero virtually in this country. Well, I shouldn't use polio, but say diphtheria. Diphtheria is virtually zero. But actually by making sure that everybody in the country is immunised, we're making sure it is zero. It's only at the collective level that it really impacts. So any individual doesn't need it. So there are issues there, and it's a routine part of my life, that sort of decision making.